Well, hello everyone. This is Amos Tarfa at Lifestem Academy. Today we're doing our STEM camp focused on aviation, engineering, and engines, right? I'm going to have Captain Jake, is that okay if I call you Captain Jake, afterwards share. We're going to talk briefly. I just wanted to do a quick introduction and then I'll hand him the floor. If you guys want to email questions through me, you could do that later too as far as passing it on to Jake. But here we go. So first of all, at Lifestem Academy, we want you to be thinking about career ideas. So this book is called Career Planning for Teens. We want you to basically start exploring what are your skill sets, what are the things you're passionate about. And so today I'm going to talk specifically about aviation and some of the mathematics part of it just for a minute, and then I'll hand it over. So the Wright brothers book here by David McCullough actually tells a little story. I'll just read part of the story here for you, and then we'll hand it over to the next section. And here's what it says. It says that from ancient times and into the Middle Ages, man had dreamed of taking to the sky, of soaring into the blue like the birds. One savant in Spain in the year 875 AD is known to have covered himself with feathers in the attempt. Other people in other parts of the world tried different things. Leonardo da Vinci in 1490 made the most serious studies. He felt predestined to study flight. He said, and related to a childhood memory of a kite flying down onto his cradle. The story now in this book talks about Wilbur and Orville Wright of Dayton, Ohio. It began for them with a toy from France, a small helicopter brought home by their father, Bishop Milton Wright, a great believer in the educational value of toys. The creation of a French experimenter of the 19th century, Alphonse Ponnard. It was a little more than a stick with twin propellers and a twisted rubber bands and probably cost 50 cents. "Look here, boys," said the bishop, something concealed in his hands. When he let go, it flew to the ceiling. They called it the bat. Orville's first grade teacher in grade school, Ida Palmer, would remember him at his desk, tinkering with bits of wood. Asked what he was up to, he told her he was making a machine of a kind that he and his brother were going to fly someday. This is the story of the Wright brothers. Great book, great resource, and I want to encourage everyone to read it. Even if you don't have an interest in aviation, this book, which I don't know how you couldn't have an interest in aviation. Everybody has some interest, I think. So check it out. Whether you just want to fly to another country, fly around the country, or if you're thinking of rockets and space, which I don't recommend going to Mars, but that's okay if you want to. This is a good book for everyone. So a few quick key items here. The main science prior to aviation and all of that, some of the main sciences were fields like astronomy, which came from, and we have theories that come from people like Johannes Kepler. So we recommend everyone to check out these, right? The mascot for LifeSTEM, we call it the home of the astronomers, right? And one of my favorite astronomers is Johannes Kepler. So this is a series I recommend if you're studying aviation or inventions. Kepler gave us the laws of, the planetary laws. And so this lays the groundwork. There's astronomy going on. Then we get Galileo's work, Newton's work. And in the 1700s, there was a gentleman by the name of Leonhard Euler. Leonhard Euler is the greatest and most prolific mathematician to ever walk the earth. This is his algebra book, which I recommend for everyone. No matter what school, where you go to school, or what you do, this book starts from the basics of mathematics and goes into advanced mathematics. But he had a classmate by the name of Daniel Bernoulli. Daniel Bernoulli's father was actually Euler's tutor. And Daniel Bernoulli did work in fluid dynamics, which gave rise to some of the mathematics that we talk about when we talk about Bernoulli's principle. Euler is also very influential in many fields, and his mathematics also is used in aerodynamics. I'll say one more thing about Euler. He was born in 1707, died in 1783. But during that time, he went blind along the way, had about 13 children, but lost a lot of them in young age due to life back in the 1700s. And what's interesting about Euler is that Euler was very prolific, but he was also very humble about the work that he did. So he gave us a lot of principles, including the most beautiful equation in mathematics. Check him out later. Before I hand it to Captain Jake, I want to say this. At Lifestem Academy, we're starting this aviation aeronautical club. The idea is to help kids from around the nation or around the world who want to have a platform to just chat about aviation. If you are in the Fargo-Moorhead area, of course, we're going to have meetings in person, try and invite pilots, engineers. I just want us to explore aviation, all right? Someday I want us to build our own plane. Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of scared to think of flying in my own plane. But we're going to have designs that maybe somebody will build. But I think it would be so cool to just start flying around the country, flying around the world, exploring more as a community of learners. So I will say this. If you want to go into aviation, the one thing I will say, I come from a line of captains by the grace of God in terms of my uncles who were captains and so on. So I didn't go into aviation myself, but I went to an Air Force primary school, tried to go to an Air Force secondary school, Air Force military school, JAWS. So I also love aviation and planes. If you're interested in the club, please send me an email. If your child is interested, send me an email, and let's talk more about aviation, inventions, and engineering. So, in conclusion, what is one skill I would recommend? And I'll let Captain Jake go into more detail after this. I think leadership is a big part of being a pilot. I think if you want to be a pilot, you should be able to lead. You're leading a crew, you're leading a flight to whatever location. So that comes with learning leadership. So for me, I think John Maxwell is one of the best teachers of leadership. Zig Ziglar was very good as well. There's many other people out there. Whatever the case, if you think you want to be a pilot, if you think you want to be a chief engineer of any kind someday, really consider reading books about leadership. So we have, the 11th and 12th graders here are going to be doing a lot of leadership career preparation. But I started reading these books before I was in 8th grade. And so I believe that it can help anybody, especially middle school students. So I'm going to hand it over to Captain Jake. I'm excited to welcome people to the Aviation Club, and I'm just excited to grow in my knowledge of aviation. So thank you so much. I will turn it over. And this video of Captain Jake will be on our YouTube channel. So this is all I wanted to share with you guys. Take care and have a blessed day. Thank you. So